stock, all new colors, great looking clothes. FairtyBrand.com, code HERD20, 20% off. It looks like, unless somebody drafts a quarterback in the top 10, we kind of know who's going to be quarterbacking teams. Sam Darnold is going to be quarterbacking in Carolina, we imagine, unless they go out and get a Malik Willis or a Kenny Pickett. But by and large, quarterbacks and coaches, we know who they are. And we thought this morning, who are the 10 best combos, right? Now we have a clear cultural change in the NFL that is indisputable. If you take out the AFC East, which is all defensive coaches, 7 of the 8 remaining conferences were won by offensive coaches. And if Carson Wentz doesn't go down the toilet, it would have been 8 of 8, potentially, with the Colts. So let's look at the top 10 coaches and quarterbacks. 10, the suspension is a big question mark in Cleveland. I'd put Deshaun Watson, Kevin Stefanski, 10. But I don't know this year how much Deshaun Watson plays. Stefanski with a broken down Baker Mayfield is 19-14. That's with bad ownership and a quarterback that was hurt. Coach of the year 2 years ago. Stefanski's on the right side of the ball. They're 10. I would do Derek Carr, Josh McDaniels, 9. Now, you're saying Josh McDaniels failed. He's on the right side of the ball. Okay? I don't know how it'll be. This is a loaded offense. Quarterback, left tackle, running back, slot, tight end, wide receiver. I don't know how long he's going to last. But he's clever. He's learned. He's smart. And his issue was he went all in on Tebow, which submarined his first shot. I go Russell Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett. Hey, I don't know if Nathaniel Hackett can coach, but he's on the right side of the ball, like a Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. If you're going to make a mistake, go with an offensive coach. Russell's the only quarterback, 4 straight years, passer rating over 100. Number 7, Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury. 3 straight years, more wins, and better stats. So these guys have clearly come around. Kingsbury just got an extension. I imagine in the next year or less, Kyler's going to get a new contract. But we can't deny this. They've struggled after week 7 the last couple years, 9-20. But they got into the playoffs. They got to be in our top 10. Number 6, Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur. Now, many will say this is low. But is Matt LaFleur better than McCarthy, or is he just winning more against the lousy NFC North? He's not doing any better in the playoffs. You can argue he's doing worse. So they're good, they're fine, but I think this year it's going to be a much tougher haul because they, at this moment, don't have a number 1 or number 2 receiver. I'd argue I'm not sure they have a number 3. Number 5, Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor. I like Burrow better than Aaron as a quarterback because I think he throws the ball down the field. He's not paralyzed by interceptions. I think he's much more likable. I think he's a better leader. And Zach Taylor, do we know that he's worse than Matt LaFleur? I don't. I don't think you get to the Super Bowl with that offensive line if you're not a really good coach. Zach Taylor won playoff games on the road. Matt LaFleur struggling to win them with Aaron Rodgers at home. Number 4, Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh. Folks, they've won 75% of the games they've been together. Fact. They've won playoff games together. Fact. I know you got questions about Lamar. They fell apart last year. You find me the coach since Lamar entered the league, second highest winning percentage, behind only Mahomes. They win a lot. They're both elite. I put them 4. 3, Josh Allen, Sean McDermott. I thought they were the best team in the league. Before he got there, he got them to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor. So Sean McDermott took over a mess in Buffalo. 4 of 5 years in the playoffs. Josh Allen, since he entered the league, 31 rushing touchdowns. Nobody else is close. Number 2, McVay and Matt Stafford. Stafford led the NFL in second half quarterback rating, 4th quarter quarterback rating. They have been an absolute home run. Both great emotional intelligence. Stafford's always had a world-class arm. Nobody's ever disputed that. Matt's always been best high school player in the country, best college quarterback coming out, got to the playoffs in that mess in Detroit first 4 years. His issue was, culturally, he couldn't save what was the Titanic in Detroit. These two together are magic. And number 1, Mahomes, Andy Reid. Listen, they're 20-3 against the AFC West since they conjoined, and the Chiefs have the best record in the NFL in the Mahomes, Andy Reid era, 50-15. You can't deny it. He's had some mini slumps. He did last year, but As long as they're together with a good GM to get them weapons, they're number one. Now, I know what you're saying. Where's Brady and Todd Bowles? I think the Buccaneers erred on the side of defense. I would have hired Byron Leftwich, not Todd Bowles. I saw him the first time. It didn't work. Nice guy. Feels like more of a coordinator to me than head coach. And I felt that years ago when it wasn't as offensively driven as a league. So, and this is going to be, as Joy said earlier, this is Brady's last year. He's still really good, but it's Brady's last year. So, and I know you're saying Carr and McDaniels. Folks, you got to have an offensive coach. Belichick now is struggling. Pete Carroll's man overboard. You got to have offensive coaches. Derek Carr saved the franchise. Total turmoil with Gruden. Mayock. Henry Ruggs. Carr got him into the playoffs in a division with Kansas City and really talented Los Angeles. So Derek Carr has been... There's an argument. I would make the argument Derek Carr is the most underrated quarterback in a decade in the league. All the other ones, I mean, what Derek Carr did this past year in Las Vegas is insane. They just moved to Vegas. They have the poorest owner, the Ruggs nightmare.